And now get ready for the last maneuver. Execute to salute this wonderful audience. On your right side, the 1829 Leone 01 of 86 Squadron based in Rome of the 15th. And a big ciao to all of you, but most of all to all those children who are looking upwards and perhaps dreaming about becoming part of our big flying family in the future. So Roy Diane Ersa 2, Mama Youth!
A fantastic contribution there from the 15th wing of the Italian Air Force. More from the Aeronautica Militare later on, but for now, it's time to say a very big hello to Squadron Leader Graham Muscat, Red 10.
Good morning, Royal International Air Tattoo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Squadron Leader Graham Muscat, and I am Red 10, the team supervisor with the Royal Air Force Aeromacchi team. It's the Red Arrows. It's great to be back here on day 3 of the Air Tattoos display for you today. If you look to your far right hand side, you'll see the team lining up ready for takeoff. They will line up in 3 sections. You have reds 1, 2, 3 in the first section. We have reds 4 and 5. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, red 4 is displaying with us today. He's back fit to fly, and we have the full complement of 8 aircraft. In the rear section, you have 6, 7 and 8. They will take off. They will form themselves up. They will do their pre-show check before they run into the display. As you're not talking you through the display, I'll give you some more information about the wider Royal Air Force, about the Red Arrows, and also get your eyes in the correct piece of sky so you do not miss a second of the action of this great and fast and dynamic display by the Red Arrows. But for now, I'll let you listen to some radio transmissions as the team take off.
Acute display, take off to the left, 6, 2, 3, 5, radio, 5, stroke left, there we go, power, just progress.
With the aircraft eventually lifting off at around about 130 knots. As I said, they'll form up into the 8 formation, they'll set themselves up, they'll do their pre-show checks, 1,000 for a rolling and 1,000 for a flat. But once the team arrive, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to give them a shout, give them a round of applause as they arrive in our famous red, white and blue in war formation. Air Tattoo, please give a warm welcome to the Royal Air Force Aerobacks team, the Red Arrows! Team arriving at over 400 miles per hour, and with Red 1 pulling up, collapsing into 8 arrow shapes. This means he is selected to start the show full. As the team collect from wall formation, which is approximately 200 to 300 feet from wingtip to wingtop, into the formation you see before you now, 8 arrow. Red 1 now bring the formation around to the left. Red 1 is squad leader Tom Bold. He is in his 3rd and final year on the team. He is also a former team member from 2014 to 16, where he was the synchro leader. He's also flown Typhoon, And he's also a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T Mark II and the Tucano, where he was as the Tucano display pilot in 2010. The smoke comes on for the 8 Arrow present. Keep your eyes on the formation for a dynamic shape change. As Red 7 and 8 perform a rollback to change the shape from 8 Arrow into Vixen. As the team bend round to the right, you'll see 8 Arrow into Vixen. And of course, if we were a 9 ship, we'd be in our famous Diamond 9 formation with the 9th aircraft at the back. However, we are at 8 ship for this entire season, and that is due to safety and supervision. We can only train 3 new pilots each year, but we hope to be back to our famous Diamond 9 next year for our own Diamond Jubilee celebration for our 60th display season next year. However, as the team come round to the right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready for the Vixen roll. As the team rolls to left on the right hand side of Red 1 is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Rick Walker. Rick's in his first year on the team, and it's very experienced aviator. He has flown operations on both Harrier and Typhoon. And he's also a former qualified flying sitter on the Hawk T Mark II. There are 10 pilots on the team this year. There are Reds 1 to 8 you see performing ahead of you. Myself, Red 10 and Red 11. Who is Officer Commanding RAFAT is Wing Commander Adam Collins. He is my predecessor. He was Red 10 before me. He is a former Tornado GR4 pilot, and he's also flown the F-111 while on exchange with the Royal Australian Air Force. He's also flown the Hawk T Mark I in the aggressor role at 100 Squadron. The smoke is on for Reds 4 and 5 as they make their way back to the rear of the formation. In the first of our space-themed shapes, those familiar to the Red Arrows formation will know this as Apollo. As Red 1 pulls the team up for the Apollo, Luke, once again at over 400 miles per hour, 4 to 5 G, they'll lead at height of approximately 5,500 feet, with the aircraft now slowed to only 110 to 120 knots. This makes the controls a lot less responsive, making the formation keeping even more difficult. But now they accelerate through 200, 300, back to 400 miles per hour, where conversely the controls are now a lot more responsive, which makes it even more difficult for the formation to stay together. But due to their excellence, as they come round to the left for the Apollo, present. On the left-hand side of Red 1 is Red 3, Flight Lieutenant Tom Hansford. Tom is also in the first year on the team, and he has flown Typhoon operationally, where he was a qualified weapons instructor. This means he taught all weapons technical information and frontline tactics to the entire Typhoon force, as Red 2 and 3 put their smoke on and the centre section make their way rearwards. For the second of our space-themed shapes, this will be the Eagle, present with Reds 4 and 5 all the way back at the rear of the formation. It's extremely difficult for them as we take all our formation references from Red 1 and not necessarily the ones from the aircraft closest into. As the team bend round to the left, get your cameras ready once again for the smoke coming on for the Eagle present. Of course, our first jet was Apollo and the Apollo station and the Eagle landing craft. This is an honour to the UK Space Command, which was formed in 2021. As the Royal Air Force acknowledged that space plays an important part in all future military operations. And that Space Command reached its initial operating capability in 2022. The smoke comes on for Reds 4 and 5 as they make their way forward to sit once again beside Reds 2 and 3, nestled just behind 6 with Reds 7 and 8 on trail. And in 2022, the Royal Air Force celebrates the 80th anniversary of that famous mission to take out the dams in the Ruhr Valley in Germany. Of course, that was carried out by 617, the Dambusters Squadron, who of course still fly today. And you saw it earlier, flying the 5th generation F-35, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cameras steady once again for the lightning roll. On the far right-hand side is Red 4, Flight Lieutenant Ollie Suckling. Ollie, once again, is in his first year on the team, a former Tornado GR4 pilot, and also a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. Those familiar to the airshow world will also know Ollie, as he used to fly with the North Wales-based Strike Master pair. His opposite number on the left-hand side is Red 5, Flight Lieutenant Patrick Kershaw, known as Paddy. Red 3 from last year. And he has also flown the Tornado GR4 with 9 squadrons, and he's also flown the Typhoon with both 11 and 12 squadrons at RAF Coningsby, and he's a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 1. Red 7 now moves to the left-hand side, Red 8 moves to the right-hand side, putting all the even numbers on the right-hand side and all the odd numbers on the left to form the shape known as Signet.
Left, out, reversing, left, left.
Radio technician will hear from the Red 1, and he's almost robotic and monotone in the way that he gives those instructions. That's because the team fly the formation by ear as well as eye, and that means they're listening to the way that Red 1 gives those commands, so the entire formation moves as one. Of course, the gentlemen on the outside of the team have to put their input in just a little bit earlier than the ones on the inside to allow the wings to move as one, rather than provide a ripple effect down the wings. As the team come round to the right now, you can see Red 7 sitting on trail with Red 8 in behind. As the team come round to the right for one of the most popular, if not the most popular manoeuvre that the Red Arrows fly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. This is the Tornado! The ball call is made as Red 7 starts his roll, followed by Red 8 around the smoke of the rest of the formation. Of course, Red 1 doesn't want to make it too easy for the rest of the team, so the blue and red straight things on and he bends the formation around the right. Let's see even more distance for Red 7 and 8 to maintain that rhythm and rate. In that particular manoeuvre, you may have seen that the aircraft are flying with their air brakes out. That's the small door at the back of the aircraft underneath. This means that the pilots will now fly with a higher throttle setting, thereby producing a hotter engine gas temperature, which makes the smoke burn a lot more brightly. It also disturbs the air outside the back of the aircraft, allowing the smoke to billow a lot more fuller, which enhances certain manoeuvres. As we come to the end of the first half, so far you've seen formation flying involving all 8 aircraft. As we go into the second half, the team will now split into 2 sections. We have Reds 1 through 5, they're now known as Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And Reds 6, 7 and 8, they are named after squadron leader Ray Hanna, they are now known as Hannah. One of the 4 members of the Red Arrows, he was ticketed, taking the team from a 7 to a 9, and also forming off trademark Diamond 9 formation. Air tattoo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look directly to your front to the start of the second half of the show. Get your cameras ready for the detonator! Red smoke on, 6 off to the left-hand side, 7 off to the right-hand side, and 8 bumps over the top. The synchro pair, Red 6 and 7, now up to our left and right hand side, approximately 1,000 feet before they dive down to 100 feet at a closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. They are led by the synchro leader, Red 6, coming in from our left hand side. That is squadron leader James Turner, known as JT. 4th year on the team, a former Typhoon pilot and instructor on the Typhoon, as well as a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk Team. Each aircraft now only passing in 100 feet of each other, as they now turn from 4 to 5, even 6G as they turn half back towards the display line, in a manoeuvre known as Cyclone. Look to your right hand side with Red 8 coming in over 450 miles per hour. The blue smoke is on. As he turns hard to your front left 45, you can see Enid and an inverted V. As the team completes the goose.
A bit left now.
As Red 1 bring the team around to the left, you can see a small pod on the bottom of the aircraft. This is the smoke pod. Of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke and 1 minute of blue smoke, with each colour being individually selected by its own button on the pilot's control column. And of course in wind training, we coordinate and choreograph the smoke plan between Red 1 and 6 to ensure we have the right colour at the right time in the display and that we don't run out. Overlook directly to your front. Once again, the synchro pair are running in with Red 7 on the left hand side, Red 6 on the right hand side in tango formation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready.
Go.
The red smoke comes on, the synchro pair split for the synchro half. And today, the Royal Air Force, we mark 100 years since the Royal Air Force Memorial was unveiled in London, and the RAF Memorial Fund was established, which later became the RAF Benevolent Fund. And we would like to dedicate today's display and our heart to acknowledge and dedicate to all the RAF family, especially those who support our people, our veterans and our families. But please give a round of applause to the synchro pair for a wonderful heart over the skies of the air tattoo. Once again, the synchro pair up about 1,000 feet, and once again they'll dive down to that 100 feet, have that closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. They will perform a series of barrel rolls in a manoeuvre called the double roll.
Oh! Aya! Get out, bro. Do it again.
Look to the front right now, just to the left-hand side, the B-8 systems hang in the distance as Enid starts to pull on, where Red 8 is now caught up and sits in trail on Red 1. As the team perform a series of barrel rolls through the sky, leaving a snake-like smoke trail through the sky in a manoeuvre we like to call the Python.
Only the bank now. No bank.
As I said earlier, there are 10 pilots on the team. However, the Red Arrows is not just about the pilots. We have over 140 personnel on the team, and over 130 of them are our support personnel. They're the engineers, the mechanics, the administrators, the public relations, And they are known as the Blues due to the colour of their overalls that they wear, and there are a number of those personnel knocking about the RIAT site show today. Of course, inside those Blues there are 10 individuals who fly in the back of our aircraft in between the shows when we cannot take the full engineering complement. They are known as Circus. One individual who is with me at every show is Circus 10. And he is responsible for filming the show for safety and debriefing purposes. He's also responsible for a lot of the air images and video you see across social media taken from the back of my aeroplane. However, once again, you've got the synchro pair running in from the left and from the right. Close speed over 800 miles per hour as they perform the carousel. Red 6 smoking blue, red 7 smoking red. Pulling hard now, 5 to 6G. And once again, red 7 now looking through the top of that canopy for red 6 to ensure that he has the safe distance. Coming in from the left-hand side, in the distance, once again, it's Enid with the white smoke in trail. As once again, he pulls up over 400 miles per hour, 4 to 5G, as he rolls the aircraft to the right. And in 2023, we celebrated the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III. Get your cameras ready for the Enid coronation break. However, as Enid disappear ahead of us, look to your right hand side, Hannah coming in with the white smoke on from red 6, leading red 7 and 8. Six rolls inverted. And of course the 7 and 8 will roll around the corner smoke on red 7 smoking blue is Flight Lieutenant Stu Roberts. Stu is in his second year in the team, red 2 from last year, and he flew Typhoon on 11 and 12 squadrons. Red 8 smoking red is Flight Lieutenant David Simmons, known as Simo. Simo's in his 5th year on the team, a former Tornado DR4 pilot, where he flew the roll demo in the Tornado, and he's also flown the Harrier and the F5 while exchange with the United States Marine Corps. As Hannah leaves to our left-hand side, look to your right-hand side, and Enid once again running back in with the white smoke in trail. Commander's given us red 2 and 3 roll around the outside of the formation. Clear and go is the com as red 4 and 5 roll around red 2 and 3. One of the hardest maneuvers our new pilot has to master each year. This is the rollback. Of course, the motto of the Red Arrows is a class, which means excellence, and that means we strive for excellence in everything that we do. From the very top to the very bottom of the squadron. But of course, we also aware that we are only custodians of that motto for 4 to 5 years, and therefore we try to leave the squadron in a better place than where we found it. However, look directly to your front. In the distance, once again, Hannah running in directly from the front. The call is made for 7 and 8 to roll as the blue smoke comes on, and 7 and 8 roll around red 6. And once again, get your cameras ready for the Hannah Vortex break.
Hannah split.
Once again, red 6 off to the left-hand side, red 7 off to the right-hand side, and red 8 up over the top. Once again, the synchro pair run up to about 1,000 feet as they turn hard back towards the display line for their final manoeuvre of the show. Once again, at 100 feet above the airfield, a close speed of over 800 miles per hour, they perform a series of barrel rolls and inverted flights to leave the display area in a manoeuvre called the crossbow. Directly to the front, you can see Enid running back in with the white smoke on. The red smoke comes from red 1 as he rolls around the rest of the formation, leaving the infinity symbol in the sky for the infinity break. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Please put your hands together for the 2023 Royal Air Force Aeromacchi team. It's the Red Arrows! Putting his smoke back on, he will gather the rest of the formation. They will form up before they do their final running in break to land. It's been an absolute pleasure to perform for you today here and yesterday, of course, at the Royal International Air Tattoo. If you'd like any more information about the Red Arrows, you can look us up online. We are raf.mod.uk/Red Arrows. We're also across Twitter and Instagram at RAF Red Arrows. All the pilots have their own individual accounts. If you have any photos you want to share, hashtag Red Arrows, we'll put them up and share them all across social media. Once again, on behalf of the wider Royal Air Force and the Red Arrows, thanks for your support, thanks for coming out today. Please stay dry, and I hope to see you again in the future. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
And thank you to Red 10 Squadron Leader Graham Muscat. And so, with the Red Arrows about to set up for their break to land, back to George Bacon, who's got a few announcements for you. George.
Yes, thank you, Ben. What an exciting day this is. Just fabulous. And I'm so pleased we're getting so much flying in. Well, boys and girls, if you want to learn more about the Red Arrows, you've got your chance coming up in half an hour. What you need to do is make your way across to the Techno Zone. That's pretty much in the centre of the showground, because at 12:45, both Red 10 and Red 11, so Red 10 is the chap you've just been listening to, Squadron Leader Graham Muscat, and the Red Arrow Supervisor, Wing Commander Adam Collins, will be there to describe what they see when they look at the world and take questions from the audience about flying with the Red Arrows. You can meet other crews as well. If you go into the Vintage Village, there's a Meet the Pilots area down there. 1300, you're going to hear from some Chipmunk pilots, interestingly enough. Now, that's an aircraft that has trained literally hundreds of thousands of pilots right across the generations. At 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, you can meet the UAE team, Al Fursan. They'll be there to chat with you in their autographs as well. At 1500, the AH-129D. Meanwhile, just to make you aware, a lot of you I know in the past years have enjoyed playing the old Top Trumps. Now that's our version of course, the International Air Tattoo version. It's a family favourite card, and it's a game that's now available brand new at the official merchandise tent on the showground. And I suggest you get yours today. Perfect for all aviation enthusiasts, and of course a great fun family and friends as well. Meanwhile, those of you keen to catch up, if you've been too busy behind as well as watching what's going on in front of you at the Air Tattoo, then just bear in mind that we've got live broadcasting the entire time, and you can watch that back later on their streaming service. You just go to watch.planestv.com. Your subscription also gives access to an amazing back catalogue of literally decades of Air Tattoo and other air show coverage, stretching back more than 30 years. Just head to watch.planestv.com. Watch.planestv.com Lots more to come, hours ahead of us. Back to Ben for an update. Yes, thank you very much indeed, George. We're going to be recovering the Red Arrows now, of course, and then just to let you know what we've got coming up after that, the Saab Gripen E has already taxied, so that will be our next display item. Then we've got Fursan Al Emarat, the United Arab Emirates Air Force aerobatic team with their Aermacchi MB339s. That's followed by the first of our Skytanker themed flypasts with the US Air Force MC-130J Commando 2 Hercules and the tilt rotor CD-22B Osprey, which will then do a short solo routine. That's followed by the German Army NH-90, the Swedish Air Force SK-60, the Italian Army AH-129D Mangusta, the French Air Force Rafale, and then hopefully taking us up to 2 o'clock, the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Now, if the wind conditions are out of limits for the fighters who are operating out of Gloucestershire Airport today, then it may well be that we see the Lancaster only, but we'll update you nearer the time. That takes us through until 2 o'clock. But while we bring the rest of the Red Arrows onto the runway, I'm delighted to be joined here at the commentary position by Martin Donaldson from Saab Aeronautics in Sweden, who's going to be with me to describe this next display item. Martin, welcome to RIAT 2023, a big weekend here for Saab.
Thank you, yeah, appreciate it. It's an excellent air show and we're very happy to be here.
Now, we've got 2 aircraft types from Saab that we've never seen here before, haven't we? And they're both on show in the static display.
Yes, that is correct. We landed here with 2 Gripen Es as well as the Global Eye. We have the Gripen E on air display, which we are soon about to experience, and we also have the Gripen E on static display together with the Global Eye if you want to have a closer look and talk to our crew.
And they're not far, in fact, away from where we are here, are they? They're practically in the middle of the showground.
Yes, basically cognizant.
Indeed so. And we won't be able to miss the Gripen E when we see it flying shortly. We've obviously seen already the Swedish Air Force displaying the C model of the Gripen earlier on. What are the main things to look out for during this display compared with that?
Yeah, no, obviously the Gripen E is a brand new aircraft. It has made in flight in 2017. It has a complete new set of capabilities. However, most of them perhaps not visible.
Model Gripens that we have on show because we'll be seeing the Czech Air Force airplane later on in the flying program, but for now, starting its takeoff roll from the right to the start.
Today we are a bit fortunate, so we are able to see the full show display. We have a bit of gap in the clouds, so we will see Andre really stretch his leg with his
with the pilot of a Gripen C.
We did have a totally with new human collaboration system that the pilot the massive
And a big part of that, a new radar.
Yes, obviously, our radar is one of the new sensors in this aircraft, together with the entire sensor platform sensor suite. Gives the pilot the best situation aware that he can possibly have.
So setting up for the slow fly path. Now, roughly what sort of speed are we talking about here?
We're talking in general about roughly 100 knots above the runway. With the headwind we're working with today, which will be And after this low-speed pass, we have an excellent opportunity to enjoy the special paint scheme on this Gripen during Andre's executive towards the audience.
As we said from Saab's flight test fleet, they're not a variant in operational service, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's been delivered now in operational service with Swedish Air Force as well as we're now going to enjoy the high-speed pass. So Andre is coming here, sending himself in roughly 600 knots, Mach 0.9. Here Andre is struggling with his 9G continuous turn back towards the audience before its final break through land. Yes, no, definitely that's part of the Gripen DNA. So Andre is definitely here to show us a short landing performance. So please do know this is touchdown point as well as the standstill point for the landing of the Gripen.
The aircraft we're sure to see a great deal more of as air tattoos in future, I'm sure. But a privileged first look at it at the British Air Show in our flying display here today. giving us a really good taste of the extra power of this very impressive new variant of the Saab Gripen. The Gripen E in the hands of company test pilot Andre Brandstrom. Martin Donaldson, thank you very much indeed for
coming in a big wing formation. We'll be doing a big wing loop. And the cut-off smoking on. Bringing you all the way from UAE. We are Fursan and Emarat. That's your big wing with the colors of the flag of the United Arab Emirates. Going into a diamond formation. The colors are so vibrant, they into the sky for a longer time. Here's a kite formation, ladies and gentlemen. The kite formation doing a loop. And transforming into the line abreast formation and doing a line abreast loop. So this is going to be the most Instagrammable maneuver. Get ready! And the boys are getting into a formation where they will be showing you the best maneuver with the vibrant colors in the skies of Fairford at Royal International Air Tattoo. Fursan Emarat is ready to show you the maneuver called Bomba. And let's hear it from the leader right from the cockpit. Here we go. This is your bomba, ladies and gentlemen. The colors of the flag of the blue, the black, the white, and the red in the skies of Fairford at Royal International Air Tattoo. Getting ready And here it is. The synchro. The cross will launch her back. So 6 and 7 are going to do a cross. And that's what we will call the launch back. As you saw, the two pair doing a launch back, but look on your left, ladies and gentlemen. The team is coming in to do a right barrel roll from the left. This is sorry, it's a roll back. Another two that's a single. The single pair, 6 and 7. That's Major Muhammad al-Hani, Emarat 6, and Colonel Abdullah Bahari getting ready. As the 5-6. So 6 and 7. All from your right, ladies and gentlemen. The 7 is inverted. That's Emarat 7 does the inversion as well. It goes inverted and upright again. And look right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, the 5-6 of Fursan Emarat is right in front of you. They're getting ready for a maneuver called the palm. So they go up in the sky to show you how a palm tree looks like in their vision. Very precise. That's Colonel Salim Al-Kabi doing top, and that is your palm, ladies and gentlemen, from Fursan and Emarat. Last, we've got Emarat 7, Abdullah Bahari, doing a very crazy flight. That's what it's called, the crazy flight by Abdullah Bahari. That's what it's called. This is the precision and the accuracy and the control that Abdullah Bahari, very skilled pilot from the United Arab Emirates, controlling the Aeronautics and the inbound line. That's the Italian. So look from your left. And the smoke is on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as they do a barrel roll. The beautiful white smoke up in the skies of Royal International Air Tattoo, doing a barrel roll. The 6-6 is up in the skies, and we've got Abdullah Bahari, Emarat 7, is going to do a 360 turn, one of the most difficult turns that you could experience in this. Look at it. He's going to do it right now, ladies and gentlemen. hasty turn by Emirati 7, Abdullah Zahri. The negative G, ladies and gentlemen, goes to minus 3.5. He experiences it in that aircraft. Now he's experiencing explosive light. On the side of Fairford. Look right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, with the color smoke on, the biodegradable colors. This is the explosion by Fursan and Emarat. Number 7 is, of course, Abdullah Zahri is going to go up right on the top and do a tail slide. So get ready for that maneuver coming very soon, right in front of you as you see. This is Emirati 7, Abdullah Zahri. He's going to go upwards, right on the top, and reach 0 speed. The Viper engine of this Aermacchi, which is by Rolls-Royce, is going to be on silence. You know when you put your phone on silence? That's what happens with the plane right now. And he slides back into the smoke. Controls the aircraft once again and tries to rejoin. But look at your left, ladies and gentlemen. The Aermacchis, of course, their livery is gold and black. Gold for desert and black is for oil. And look at them from your left. They will do a double loop. Double line loop. The smoke is going to be on right now. 3, 2, 1, here we go. And they're ready for breaking your heart, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, showing this is going to be the maneuver, which is a big message to Royal International Air Tattoo spectators at Fairford and to England. We're getting ready for a beautiful maneuver. Every maneuver has a message to give to Royal International Air Tattoo, either its colors or the maneuvers and the formation, the accuracy. From diamond to swan formation, ladies and gentlemen. Look at your left. Coming straight. And look at the landing gear is down. And he's going to do a loop, controlling the landing gear. And when he comes back, he moves the landing gear up when he's doing the loop, and that shows a lot of control and skills of the pilots from the United Arab Emirates Air Force and Air Defense. From the left, but color red, we will have it done by Emirati 7. And the colors on the flag, as you see it, ladies and gentlemen, this is your flag cross from Fursan and Emarat from the United Arab Emirates. Look at the formation and the accuracy and the distance between the skilled pilots who are trained every season with the we're at the display season right now. Training season takes a lot on these skilled pilots to do what they're doing, what you see right now. Going into a diamond formation, as you see it. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a beautiful maneuver, which is the maneuver, a big message from the United Arab Emirates to Royal International Air Tattoo. This is the DNA coming up, the DNA of the United Arab Emirates. The leader, Colonel Salim al-Kadi, and on the first left wing pilot, Captain Saeed al-Strati. That's number 2. Number 3 is first right wing pilot, Major Muhammad al-Yamahi, and second left wing pilot, Major Saeed al-Khatri. Second right wing pilot, Colonel Khamis al-Saredi, and the slot pilot, Major Muhammad al-Vanhani, and the solo pilot that you have seen all his skills is, of course, Colonel Abdullah al-Zahri. That's Emirati 7. So all the Emiratis are preparing for a beautiful maneuver. The DNA, ladies and gentlemen. Smoke on now with the colors of the UAE, and we're going to play a track which symbolizes, of course, are rolling, dancing around the whole group and creating the most beautiful maneuver, which is, of course, a unity of putting the flag together. So these are the boys from our team, Fursan al-Emarat. We are very proud to be at Royal International Air Tattoo, and so we're going to do a formation break to land. So the way Fursan Emarat does their disciplined break to land is, of course, very, very accurate as well, and their precision and the distances between the pilots is controlled. The leader of course, performing the beautiful maneuvers at Royal International Air Tattoo by Fursan Emarat. Our team has participated. It's the second time we participate at Royal International Air Tattoo. The first participation was in 2012, but we are proud to come back again, and definitely we're looking forward to another, of course, season and another Air Tattoo in the future. So, as you see, the colors of the flag of UAE, they filled the skies of Fairfield with the colors, and this looks absolutely stunning and spectacular. We are proud to be at Royal International Air Tattoo, and we're very thankful for, of course, the opportunity that we have and the participation, and we're glad to be a part of Royal International Air Tattoo. So the team is going to do a break to land. The accuracy, as you will see, that's of course a part of their maneuver as well. They're going to do in an echelon formation, coming in an echelon formation, and getting into break to land. So these are the boys from Fursan Emarat, the skilled pilots. one breaking now.
Breaking now. 6 breaking now. 4 breaking now. 5 breaking now. 7 breaking now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was right from the cockpit, from a message from the leader, Emirati 1, Salim Al-Kadi. And many thanks to the whole team. We are proud to be at Royal International Air Tattoo at Fairford, and this team consists of a lot of skilled people who are behind this great team. And many thanks to the person who is leading the team, the leader and the commander himself, Sultan Al-Kindi. He does a great job in making the team happy and, of course, making sure that the tables bring the right performance, and they're all good. And the media team is headed by Faisal Al-Makbari, and the engineering team is headed by Al-Vanhani. Mr. Najib Al-Vanhani, the engineer Najib Al-Vanhani, is heading the engineering team. They play a big role behind the scenes. Many thanks to Ben, and it's been a pleasure to work with you at Royal International Air Tattoo. And we've got a signing session, ladies and gentlemen, with the pilots. You can come and see the pilots and get your postcards. We've got the postcards to give away as well. They will sign the postcards, and they will sign your hats if you want to. And we've got a few gifts to give away as well. So if you are around, come and see the pilots. Many thanks, and see you at the next Royal International Air Tattoo.
Thank you so much. We very much hope that it's not another 11 years before we have to wait to welcome the team back here to RIAT. Really good ambassadors for the United Arab Emirates Air Force.
Very nice 4-point turn there, followed by a carry turn. This really is an exercise in energy management and conservation, with the aircraft coming no more than +4 and -3G on the outside turn. Beautifully executed all the way through. Alas, all good things must come to an end. The SK-60 is lost for Swedish Air Force service. A long discussion over a replacement has been concluded, and the Grov G120 aircraft also used for the Aermacchi at the western end. It's a roller coaster, not something we saw yesterday, certainly. No, and I think a wave is being offered from the front cockpit, and as
idle, air brakes out, speed below 200 knots for the undercarriage for an approach demonstration.
Yes, but inevitably it's an approach demonstration with a roll thrown in on the climb out. This is the single seat Rafale C model. The two-seater is the B. There's also one of those here as the spare aircraft.
Angle of attack, modulating the power to maintain straight and level. But if you look very, very carefully, you'll see the canard and the rear taleoff moving very, very rapidly. Good wind tip vortices today, with the relative humidity being fairly low today, around 70%. Not as moist as it has been over the past couple of days, but nevertheless, the airframe there working incredibly hard as we pulled 9G. Repositioning, speed below 200 knots here, and flat to conclude. The flight memorial, there's the third and RAF Bomber Command, and there's the and a great shame we couldn't see the two fighters, but it's been a challenging weekend, hasn't it, weather-wise?
Yes, unfortunately our fighters weren't able to come today due to the weather that you see in front of you, but I'm so very glad that we've had our Lancaster join us today. And we do have a few of the Lancasters.
Here it is, on the roll. Just look at this, the Messerschmitt Me 262 from the Messerschmitt Foundation and Airbus Heritage. Very good description of just what it was like for an Allied fighter pilot. And who, Mark, would ever have thought we'd see this shape in British skies? Stunning. See what's taxiing on down at the runway 27N. We didn't get to see it yesterday. We're going to get to see it today. It's getting airborne rather earlier than we anticipated to go off to the hold. An aeroplane, those of you who live in the area around RAF Fairford will be very familiar with indeed, from the regular Bomber Task Force deployments to these shores, with Fairford being their base. Well, for the first time in a long, long while, we're about to see the fantastic spectacle of the US Air Force's long-standing big stick of its strategic bomber force getting airborne during the air tattoo. Rolling now with the traditional cloud of smoke following it. The US Air Force, Boeing B-52H, Stratofortress. An aircraft first flown in April 1952, still in a refuelling theme. It also acts as a welcome to NATO, because two new NATO member states either have or are in the final processes of joining the alliance. We saw the Finnish Air Force Hornet flying with the Voyager yesterday. Well, today it's the other of those countries, Sweden, that provides the Swedish Air Force JAS 39C Gripen to fly with the Voyager, operated by numbers 10 and 101 squadrons at Bryce Norton. Sweden now in the very latter stages of the NATO accession process, so we welcome Sweden to NATO with this flypast of Voyager and Gripen.
Flying display director to deliver the best air show in the world. Looking ahead to tomorrow, after the pod plod, their role is to safely see off around 250 aircraft to all corners of the globe. So who is in the tower? Well, across at Bryce Norton there are 8 dedicated positions within the radar function working tirelessly with Fairford, and in the tower here at RAF Fairford we've got manning the VCR, we've got a number of volunteers, 15 in all. Their day jobs include various types of roles throughout National Air Traffic Service, working at a variety of places, including Heathrow, Stansted, Swanwick, Farnborough and Manchester. There are also other controllers and assistants from Guernsey and East Midlands airports. And this year, 2 RAF assistants working here as volunteers from their day jobs at
ready to take their part in this display. We have IDS, Interdiction Strike, and ECR, Electronic Combat Reconnaissance variants from the 2 remaining Luftwaffe Tornado wings, because this is also an aircraft type in the twilight of its service with the Luftwaffe. It's also staying in use with the Italian Air Force and the Royal Saudi Air Force following its retirement by the RAF in early 2019.
there it goes, the Spanish Navy, B-52H Matador 2+.
Operating out of RIAT Waddington in Lincolnshire. Selected the F-35A in 2021 in a $9.4 billion deal, Finland's best, biggest ever defence program. The 64 F-35s are due to end service in 2025 to 2030. But until that fleet is complete, the Hornet remains an incredibly potent and capable asset, as we've seen demonstrated here by this aircraft, which comes to us from Fighter Squadron 11. Assigned to Lapland Air Command, stationed at Rovaniemi, up in the Arctic Circle region of Finland. And the aircraft put through again an absolutely phenomenal display, this time by Captain Ori Papari.
But it's actually as old as aviation itself. In the original trademark for the first airplane ever, this Commando station today, returns to the center of the line, where a dare return will announce the entrance in a full circle. 360 degrees. A welcome hug to all the audience here at the airport. Now Rafale, please go attention, amen, full over. We can select -3G. And then we see an descent to the quarter vertical loop. Together they make up a new maneuver introduced here by Rafale adesso, a declaration of aerobatic authenticity, an absolute novelty display program for the flight test stand. Triple tunnel, 3 simple speeds, or horizontal half speed. One of them is so high, it's got running 161 bits, where no one had ever dared yet. Above 56,000 feet, pioneer of the airspace, the optimism of negativity is neither, is like hanging upside down, but it's like a centrifuge. And now, the central loop. By the elevators plus the flow of the delta wing is equal to a total lift that is greater than the simple sum of the lift of the two surfaces. So it's continuing stuff. And now a minimum radius high position turn made of 300 feet at a speed of just 20 knots. Again, 5 degrees nose up, head down to a 50 degrees in the The longest inverted flight lasted 4 hours, 38 minutes and 10 seconds. It was performed by Canadian aviator Jean Osprey when she flew 658 miles from Vancouver to Mangusta. In the meantime, Typhoon approaches the Eastern line with a slow offshore. Despite the nature of the work, the aircraft can move with a flawless grace and surprising stability, even at a reduced airspeed. But the slow and solemn gaze of the Typhoon is a moment of pure magic, and this kind of suspended time is an invitation to pause, to contemplate the ingenuity and the great potential of cross-cultural ideas. Germany, Italy, and Spain. Believe me, there's no one better than Raffaele Odesco, Italian test pilot, to reveal this. Let's see in action with a 9G turbo. Along with its British counterpart, suppliers of APSA radar also began for Italian aircraft. A television now can steer the radio beam without whistling or antenna. It can perform a wide variety of activities, such as monitoring objects in the air, land, and water, and what's called multi-mode capability. Among its advantages is that it's harder for enemies to intercept or jam. And now, John Derek Tenton. It's a matter of personal choice. The only big discrepancy I can see that exists details from the other telephone partner is that Italian Eurofighters have all been employed for the air defense role, while the air-to-ground capabilities are prepared as required, leaving the air-to-ground attack role almost entirely to the F-35, which appeared the most cost-effective solution for our country. It is economic and geopolitical factors that may not be the case for the UK, Germany, and Spain. Please welcome Raffaele Odesco with a big round of applause. You may have noticed the garish markings on our tails. Well, they intend to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Italian Air Force, of course. The Christmas movement was also raised in 1923. So futurism that like speed as ideal of beauty, aeroplane is the mechanical embodiment of this idea. On the other hand, flight test pilots and engineers will work together in order to anticipate it. So Italian flight test wing and the 311 flight group logos are melting together. For training is a class of aircraft, especially designed by pilots to get a hang of more than combat aircraft. And especially you will need much more space. Believe me, but our safety comes first. We couldn't but face this is, on the other hand, this is the first time that the Spartan, the Pakistan level of Spartan, will be awaiting you in a status display.
Along with a lot of other Italian Air Force aircraft, the likes of the B-52H and formal airborne early warning aircraft, the old U-208A utility aircraft in training. A fantastic contribution from the Italian Air Force.
Someone told me that there are too many, anyway.
Never too many, never too many. Mike Palumbo from the RAFAT of Sperimentale Boy, our heartfelt thanks. Planes TV are here once again, broadcasting the displays and watch it back later on their streaming service at watch.planestv.com, where your subscription will give you access to their back catalogue of air tattoos and other air shows going back more than 30 years. That, once again, is watch.planestv.com. Now, our great friends from the Royal Grenadian Falcons, with their 4 extra EA330LS aerobatic aircraft. Seems strange to only be seeing them for the first time over a RIAT weekend on the Sunday afternoon, but they weren't able to fly because of weather yesterday. They're getting airborne, not to display immediately, but to go and form up with another aircraft that's going to be ready for a special fly pass as the next but one display item.
This is his second season displaying the Viper, and he has amassed an amazing 5,000 hours on site, making him the most experienced F-16 pilot in Europe. F-16. I saw him for the first time last year at the RAF conference. Land as the rain really begins to lash down. I think that was a good decision to absolutely bring that display to a slightly premature close. He had nearly got to the end of his sequence anyway, but nonetheless, many thanks indeed in very challenging conditions to Commandant Agusta, Stephen de Vries of the Belgian Air Component with his F-16A